Alrighty. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Private B&B Formula podcast. I got a really interesting guest for you guys today. His name is Andrew. He's the founder and CEO of Wheelhouse. What's up, Andrew?
Alex, how are you? Great to be talking
Good,
with
man.
you.
So, like we just before we started recording, like I just said, let's just hop. We just usually just hop straight into it.
Yeah,
So let's start with your story, your background, where you came from, what you're working on now.
sure. So I'm Andrew from Wheelhouse, as Alex mentioned. I've been in and around the short-term rental space slash vacation rental space for about 10 years. First founded Beyond Pricing, the first kind of dynamic pricing company for the category. Then went on to build an operating company called Lyric. Lyric was focused on bringing corporate rentals kind of like a little bit more forward, almost like a new type of hotel. So when COVID hit, we had 25 buildings across the US. We're backed by Airbnb and Starwood and a whole bunch of other interesting companies. We lost all of that during
Yeah.
COVID. And we took one of the most interesting tech pieces of that Wheelhouse, another revenue management platform, and we spun it out. So as of last year, we actually spun it officially out of Lyric. We build revenue management software to help people running short-term rentals earn more money.
Yeah, no, it's incredible, short, sweet. I love it. So let me ask you. So when it comes to say like beyond pricing, I've historically used Price Labs, and it's what I've usually recommended to people. I've
Yeah.
never recommended to use like the Airbnb smart pricing stuff. But when it
Yeah.
comes to like the other dynamic pricing tools, or just in general, because like revenue management, dynamic pricing, what would you say is some of the biggest, say like two or three differences between what sets Wheelhouse apart from like the competition when it comes to say like Price Labs?
Yeah, Wheelhouse is really strong in a couple domains. I always say we make over investments in data science, design, and customer support. So, on the data science side, if you're going to trust a revenue management platform to price your home, you should deeply diligence that platform. I would argue you should know those platforms better than you know your bank because
Absolutely.
they're going to be changing the price of your asset. That's really critical. On the data science side, Wheelhouse is the only team that has ever published any research at all.
Mm,
We're fully transparent, right? You can go read about how our pricing engine works. We'll show you all the demand signals in our tool. Everything's exportable, right? So, and we didn't write a blog post. We wrote about a 30-minute, literally a read where you can go in and read the most battle tested model in the category. We went to external shops to validate our approach. I would say, I believe we've done, I don't think it's a stretch to say we've done the best research in the category by quite a stretch. Otherwise, people would publish their research too. Second part is design, right? So all that data science research is really designed around trying to figure out how to price your asset. However, another incredibly important part of that is understanding your unique strategy, right? So you might try to prioritize longer stays. You might want to have a minimum price that you'll never go below. You might want to have a maximum price you never charge above. And there's a variety of actually operational decisions that folks make, and those adjust how we price your property. So we need to make a beautiful interface for you to come in and adjust your strategy, right? What we say is it should be 3 clicks to change any element of your strategy. So design is our second
mm.
area of investment, where I think if we save you time, we save you money, right? You can go work on the next project, et cetera. Take care of a guest. Part three is customer support. So Wheelhouse is 24/7 customer support. Our average response time, and you can test this, is 70 seconds. We have a
That's incredible.
98% customer satisfaction score. So we measure every interaction with customers. So we believe data science, design, and customer support are what sets like a revenue management platform apart. And I would say quick diligence of that would illustrate why we are different.
Yeah, that's huge, man. I mean, I didn't even know that the 70 seconds. It's I've ran into this a lot. Maybe it was just people like companies finding it difficult to find like customer support agents or whatever, but like I've onboarded say like a new PMS or like a new software, maybe onboarded like a new system to my short-term rental business. And then
Mhm.
like during the onboarding process or even after the onboarding process, I'll try to reach out to customer support, or I'll try to pick up a phone number, or I'll pick up the call the phone number, and then I'll just
Yeah.
be sent to voicemail. And I'm like, well, I just onboarded this PMS or blah blah blah, and I don't want to hear a voicemail. I mean, heck, just the other day I called Bank of America because there was an issue with one of my accounts, and I got sent to voicemail. I'm like, I shouldn't be getting
Yeah.
sent to voicemail, or I shouldn't. There shouldn't be a 48-hour turnaround on a specific message if there's no way to like get a like if I can't call someone but like exactly like you just said, like when it comes to like like a platform like pricing your property, especially if you own your own properties, because like I mean we have like a multi-million-dollar portfolio that we own. It's not just like we're managing for other people.
Yeah,
Um, it's very important to make sure that those lines of communication are open, and customer service, no matter what I'm onboarding in whatever business I'm working on, is number one when it comes to that. So that's it. I
yeah.
wasn't even planning on talking about that today, but that is one of the biggest things, is like not only how good is the product, but like what does the fulfillment look like after I actually come on to the company.
100%. I mean, the basic philosophy is like your pricing question can't wait,
Yeah.
right? And we're lucky to have the same leader for 5 years, building out a team with excellent response times that's well trained. And if you go read our reviews, more than a third of them will mention teammates by name from our CS team. So we love
Oh,
that.
beautiful. Yeah, yeah. Awesome. So we were briefly talking about this before we started recording as well, but one of the reasons I wanted to bring you on, man, was listening to some of the previous stuff that you've worked on or talked about, and it's something I've been talking about for the last couple years, and we're actually working on a book and putting it together with Bigger Pockets. Is you've talked about like, and this is what I think makes Wheelhouse unique. This is what caught my attention was you guys sort of not rely, but you guys look at the whole hospitality picture. And I've always said that is you're not in the Airbnb business, you're not in the vacation rental business, you're not in the micro resort business. You are in the hospitality business. Whether you're doing midterm rentals, short-term rentals, vacation rentals, corporate housing, insurance claims, hotels, boutique hotels, whatever, you are in the hospitality industry. So can
Yeah.
you briefly talk about how Wheelhouse has been able to utilize sort of that type of thinking inside of your business?
Yeah. The most obvious, biggest investment for us, to your question, Alex, is we think that mid-length pricing is incredibly important. So
Yeah,
generally, in the short-term rental space, the average length of stay varies by market, but call it like 4.5 days,
yeah,
right? At
three
least,
and a half, 4.5, yeah,
yeah,
roughly. Yep.
right. So it depends on the inventory type, size, et cetera. A bunch of variables there.
Right.
And a lot of pricing strategies are built around that. But if you look at urban areas as well now, you'll see that about 40%, 50% of all the inventory listed on a site like Airbnb has also taken a 30-day booking in the last
Yes.
year. All of a sudden, your pricing strategy looks different.
Yeah.
And for certain markets that are impacted by regulation, well, regulation is sometimes impacting shorter stays, but mid-length appears to be untouched.
Right.
So we, kind of driven by customer need, really started investing in how do we aggregate data to figure out how to price your asset for mid-length. And I think our team has put forth a really compelling calendar, and we're just kind of pushing the data science out the door to illustrate like, here's the approach should you want to pursue mid-length rentals in addition to short-length rentals.
Yeah.
Now, yes, to your question, when someone's evaluating your Airbnb, they might be considering a resort or a hotel
Right.
or another asset. So you do have to be thoughtful about that. I usually say that hotels are selling places to sleep,
Yeah.
and you are selling a place to live, if you're in the short-term rental space. So like, you're going to merchandise a lot differently. So I think it's more valuable for our inventory to look at kind of resorts and, believe it or not, like campgrounds for
Yeah.
an understanding of like, where could someone stay near me. But mostly if you're in the short-term rental space, you're going to want to look at your close competitors and some mid-length folks.
Yeah, that's a huge thing, man. Because like if I look at, because I listen to a lot of podcasts in our space, in the short-term rental, vacation rental space. I mean, I feel like just in the last 6 months, there's been a major shift towards the mid. There's still a place for vacation rentals and short-term rentals, because I mean that's like the lifeblood of my business. But there is like I'm starting to see it everywhere. Like the hosts are interviewing people. There's books being published on it. Hosts are interviewing people that are in the midterm rentals, corporate housing. So it's one thing that can't be overlooked, and it's exactly what you said. It's like it with people with changing regulations that it's almost not. I'm not going to say a fallback. It's not really a fallback plan. It's not like I'm going to rent it out as a vacation rental. If it doesn't work out, it's going to be a midterm rental. Because I've seen some of these midterm rental numbers from other hosts, and sometimes they can dwarf even the short term rentals. Like if you're looking at it from like a monthly basis, I've seen some months that like have doubled the short-term rental stuff. So it's
Yeah.
really cool that Wheelhouse has the ability to essentially show you, hey, this is what it could rent midterm, this is what it could rent short term. That's huge, because I haven't
Yeah.
seen that with the at least I haven't played around with my dynamic pricing tool and seeing if it could do that or not. So
We
that's
haven't,
huge.
yeah, we haven't seen it elsewhere either. That's kind of why we got so excited about it, especially because if you, I mean, from our perspective, like A, our customers need it, and B, that was traditionally called like the corporate rental market. So like 30
Yeah, yeah,
days to 10 months without a lease,
right.
is roughly double the size of the short term, or roughly it's a doubling of our market, our addressable market. So from our perspective, because we're seeing crossover properties, because our customers have properties or portfolio strategies that now do both, we just have to deliver it. But it's also very exciting for us
Yeah.
because of the scale of that opportunity.
And one thing that I've sort of applied to my business is like it's a good like slow season strategy as well.
Excellent. Yeah.
It's like because we don't open up our calendar for the entire year. It's usually opened up every quarter, every 6 months. So I mean, we can plan strategically for those midterm rentals. Like our slow season and I mainly deal in one market. But like our slow season, say like January to like the middle of February, maybe like early March. So if we can get like a midterm rental guest in there, based off of the pricing that Wheelhouse shows, and then sort of switch over to STR after that. I mean, it's one of those things that you can like play around with. So it's really cool that you guys offer that.
Great point.
Yeah, yeah. One thing I wanted to ask you, man, it's usually the question I ask for people who are like just on the tech stack side of the short-term rental, vacation rental, MTRs, is what's a feature inside of Wheelhouse that you wish more hosts would utilize that isn't being utilized enough?
As in, like on Wheelhouse, we offer X, and people don't quite understand it
Yeah,
enough.
yeah. Say like, I mean, sometimes like you're inside like sometimes you get tunnel vision. You're like, I only want this for dynamic pricing, or I only want this for this, and like I don't know if you even see the metrics on your end, but like something that you think is really cool inside of Wheelhouse that you don't see being utilized enough.
Yeah, I see. So, we've got, I mean, thousands and thousands of customers, and like honestly, usage of the platform differs. What
Yeah,
I see advanced teams using a lot is a what we call our booking page. And our booking page shows you all your new bookings that are coming in, and they'll show you your pacing for a month. So how much revenue are you pacing towards per month, or how much you have on the books, and actually we'll soon show projections based on that too. But I think that's a really powerful tool that professionals and like real revenue managers use that tool. And I think for some folks, it looks a little intimidating because it is there's quite a bit of data there. But it's like honestly one of those things. If you spent 15 minutes with it, you'd get it, and it would power your business. It like allows you to hone in on where you should go if you want to adjust your own pricing strategy. It shows you exactly where to do it. So I think it's a type of thing like Wheelhouse. We really design for professional revenue managers, which makes
right.
our tooling maybe a little more complicated for folks who are newer to the space. But on the alternative, you know that the best of the best revenue managers in our space are pressure testing our system and helping us design the products that really should work for everyone. So I would encourage people to use just the advanced tooling in general because it's
Yeah,
only scary for 15 minutes.
yeah. And so to jump off of that, so when it comes to what does your onboarding process look like? Because honestly, I would say that's the probably the biggest friction point when you're moving from a product that say like I've been using for 2, 3 years that I'm like I want to use Wheelhouse now, but like talking to the people that are maybe potentially afraid of like I mean this might like if you've already dialed into say like Price Labs and you know how to use Price Labs, it's sometimes a sticking point for people that are like okay like I'm gonna switch over to a completely different system to
Yeah.
be able to manage one of the most important things and one of the most important aspects of my business, which is dynamic pricing. So
Yeah.
like
Great question.
what would you say like your onboarding process looks like for someone looking to come on to
Yeah. So
Wheelhouse?
let's say if you're on Airbnb and you can just connect your Airbnb account to Wheelhouse, right?
Right.
And we'll actually import your pricing. And now with Wheelhouse, what you can do is say, do you want to keep all your current pricing or do you want to start to make adjustments to your strategy, right? So if you already had a revenue strategy in place, you could import everything from Airbnb or your property management system. So maybe you're on Guesty or Hostfully or Hostaway or IGMS or a property management software. Again, we'll import your rates and we invite you either to keep your strategy or to start using our data to adjust your strategy however you want, right? So that's the normal onboarding. We call that self onboarding, and that's very quick. If you wanted to link your account, automate pricing, you can do so. I won't say in seconds, but certainly in minutes for a single property, you could be up and running, right? If you're a larger account, we do have an onboarding team, and there you can import everything from any settings you have. So maybe
A
minimum
direct
length of
booking
stay.
site. Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Like you can import a lot of data. And is it usually that you'll work with we're just hiring our second person for onboarding, but our onboarding is run by an individual named John DeRelay, who's probably one of the best revenue managers in America, if not the best, speaks at all the conferences, exceptionally good at, yes, getting you set up, but also teaching you how to use the platform, and honestly teaching a lot of folks how to do revenue management.
Yeah, awesome, man. And the one of the very last questions, because I know it's going to get brought up when we push this episode out, is the pricing. So what is the pricing? Is the pricing staggered based off of properties? Is it based off of what you're looking to get, or is it just like a is there different pricing for different pieces of Wheelhouse, or do you just get essentially the whole package? Is it tiered? Like, what does that usually look like?
Great question. So right now, our data products are accessible. So we'll go simply at first.
Yeah.
Wheelhouse allows you to pay us in two different ways. You can pay us a flat fee per listing, or you can pay us a percentage of revenue, right? The maximum we'll charge is 1%. The maximum we'll charge is $19.99 per listing. And they both go down as you add more listings.
Yeah.
Right. And we publish up to, I think, 100 listings. And then you talk to our sales team and we design a custom package for you. Now, the reason we do that is that was designed actually during COVID, where we introduced flat rates. And some people were like, well, my market might shut down tomorrow. I can't commit to paying you a flat rate. So we basically came out with this notion during COVID that we still love, which is our business is to make you more money. Choose a pricing plan that helps you keep the most money, literally.
Right.
So that flexible option is still available. You can also, if you're on the percentage plan, you could use and access our data tools. But if you don't turn on pricing, you'll actually just pay us $2.99 per month. Right. So you can access a bunch of the BI tools on what we call Wheelhouse Pro on that flex plan. Right. So we will have better, easier tooling moving forward. We do have, you can see a lot of the platform for free. So like, we have pricing information published on our website, but generally, again, our goal is to make you more money. Your job is to keep more money by adjusting your pricing plan. And you can change it. You can change it during the year, and you can split your listings however you please too.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean that's practically all the questions I had for you today, man. So like if we were to leave the students who are listening here with one piece of advice in regards to Wheelhouse, dynamic pricing, everything that you've been working on in the last, say, 10 years, what would it be in terms of where the biggest question I've seen that's always asked in this space is, where do you think the short-term rental market is going to be in? I don't like to think in 10 years, say like 3 years, or like where do you see Wheelhouse going and helping your guys' clients in 3 to 5 years from now?
Yeah, our goal is to be your most trusted financial partner.
Yeah.
Right.
And I love that you say that, a financial partner. Yeah. You're not just a service.
Yeah. And we really believe in helping people build enduring businesses. And the reason we chose to publish all of our research is we just didn't think it was fair to go to a business and not tell you exactly what we're doing. Like, you wouldn't trust a stock advisor who's like, I'm not going to tell you anything about what I'm doing.
Yeah, or check out this blog I just read yesterday. Like, I'm gonna base your entire portfolio off this blog I wrote or read.
So we believe in being very transparent. We think that's the foundation of being a great financial partner. So what you'll see Wheelhouse continue to invest in is the most transparent, most powerful data science engine, a design that makes it super easy for you to customize your strategy, and then this customer support to kind of help you customize or understand our platform however you please. So we'll keep moving our direction, and what that will look like is probably, hopefully, continuing to be what I would argue is one of the most important parts of your business.
Sorry, I keep saying last question. So I'm currently in the middle of getting my doctorate, so my whole life is peer-reviewed research. So awesome. If you don't mind me asking, how long did that research take to sort of compile, put together into what you guys published?
I mean, we'll actually publish more work coming up here. So we have what you see is the output of probably roughly 4 years of research initially. It took about 1.5 years to find the right statistical approaches. You could take a hotel revenue management model and slap it onto our category. So we had. Did you guys utilize hotel? Like hotel data? Data is different than the pricing strategy, right? Because like hotels, you might be selling up to 100 rooms and you can kind of pace off your own occupancy. Whereas like if we if we price your home incorrectly too low and it books, you can't make any more revenue on that day. So
Right,
we have
right.
to sell.
One door is one door. Yeah, yeah.
Yep. So it's a binary outcome. So we
Right.
had to find a new statistical approach to maximizing your revenue in a world of 100% booked or 0% booked on a day. Right. So we, to your question, I mean, we constantly are researching. We're 8.5 years in. We've run at Lyric, our operating co, we probably ran the most controlled A/B tests ever done of
Mm.
like, how does your cancellation policy
Yeah.
impact,
Oh, that's incredible. Yeah, that's
right?
something I
How
didn't
does
think
your
about.
pet policy, right? So how does image order? All these questions, your merchandising, the
Im-
attributes of your property,
That's
it,
you guys A/B tested image order.
cleaning fees,
No
like you
way.
name it. Now
Yeah, yeah,
it's super hard to run a controlled A/B test. Very,
yeah,
very hard. Lyric's advantage was that we A, controlled pricing, and B, controlled the design,
yeah, yeah.
right? And we designed similar rooms. So now you could have, especially cross markets, things like let's test last minute discounting strategy. So I think the reason that other people haven't published research is they don't have it. I
Right.
really like, and if they did, they'd publish something more than a blog post of like seasonality matters. So yeah, we publish our research because we believe in peer reviews. We still have external shops validating our work all the time. It's just how we roll.
Yeah, that's incredible, man. So let me just wrap it up with where can people find you? Where can people find Wheelhouse and any of the stuff that you guys are working on?
Yeah, we're websites usewheelhouse.com.
Yeah,
I'm on
we'll,
LinkedIn,
we'll put that
Twitter.
in the description below as well. Yeah.
Yeah, we're easy to find. And then personally, I'm on LinkedIn, Twitter. Always happy to help. Those are my two main places where I have conversations with folks about our category.
Yeah, and I mean, I was on the website before we hopped on. I mean, there's some really cool demos on there for anyone who's listening or watching this, that you guys can go through and click some of the videos that they've put together. Just some
Yeah,
really cool, helpful stuff.
thank
Better
you.
than reading like FAQs or something. It's just easier. It's just, I mean, you guys have put your demos and everything that we talked about here just directly in the website. So yeah, we'll put that link in the description below. Like we said, Andrew, before we started recording, I do want to have you on again because this is, in my opinion, this is one of the most important steps when it comes to running your hospitality business. So I'm super grateful that you came on, and I will see everyone on the next episode.
Awesome. Alex, thanks so much. Appreciate it. We'll talk more soon.
Thanks, brother.
Okay. See ya.